like football, business moves fast. And when you need funding, there's no time to wait. At Fleximize, we keep things simple. No penalties, no red cards, just fast, flexible business loans. We only ask for the essentials and you'll get a decision within 24 hours. Once approved, the funds are in your account the same day. Fleximize, let's fund your goals.
Hello and welcome back to Matchday Live, streaming on X, YouTube, Facebook and Town TV. Proudly brought to you by our headline digital partner, Fleximize, the UK's award-winning lender offering fast, flexible business loans. It's Tuesday night, under the lights at Portman Road, and everything is set for another big championship evening as Kieran McKenna's Blues take on Bristol City. Both teams arrive hungry for a result after sharing the points at Ashton Gate earlier in the season. Coming up on the show, we've got all the highlights from Saturday's win against Blackburn Rovers, the latest from Town Women, a memorable rewind from 2010, plus all the team news, analysis from our fantastic guests as we build up to kick-off. And as always, we'd love for you to get involved. Wherever you're watching from, send us your thoughts and predictions in the live chat, or use the hashtag TownTV to be featured on the show. Well, good evening and welcome to tonight's show up here in the gantry at Portman Road. It's a little bit chilly, lads, but I'm delighted to be joined by former Blue Alan Judge and first team left back Connor Townsend. Lads, how are we feeling?
Yeah, good. Nice and cold, but yeah, ready for the game.
A little bit chilly up here. Connor, great to have you with us again on Matchday Live. Quick update on the injury. How are you getting on? How are you progressing?
Yeah, good. Hoping to be back on the grass next week, which is obviously a big milestone for myself. Just been working hard, and then hopefully as long as the knee behaves, then be back on the grass next week.
Judge, you've also been quite busy. We've seen you up here multiple times doing some co-coms. How's life in the media?
Yeah, good. Busy. What I wanted, I think I said to you before, I feel like I'm more busy now since I've retired than when I was actually playing. But yeah, I'm enjoying it, getting to see both sides of the game, and doing a bit of coaching too.
And you're joining us on the commentary team for tonight's game as well. So it's a double shift this evening, but you're working with the brilliant Glenn Wheeler as well. Looking forward to that one?
Yeah, I just hope people don't get sick of me.
Connor, the team are in great form at the minute. It's going to be another packed night here at Portman Road. Just how important is that momentum to continue into this championship season?
Yeah, I mean, last time I was on here we spoke about that momentum, and obviously the game's coming thick and fast and putting a run together, and obviously we're in the middle of that and we need to try and prolong it as long as we can. Yeah,
Saturday was our 6th win at home in all competitions. It's a fantastic run of form. That 3-0 victory against Blackburn Rovers. Let's take a look back at the highlights.
After progressing into the 4th round of the FA Cup last weekend, it's back to league action for Ipswich Town this weekend as they host Blackburn Rovers in an early championship kick-off.
Yeah, good from Christian Walton there. That's what the defenders like. He's been positive, come out, big shout, and took a really good catch.
2 other games also getting underway in the championship at 12:30. Keep you up to date with them as Ipswich move forward down the left side. Philogene linking up with Nunez. Nunez delivering in, and it's turned into the back of the net. Their own goal, and Ipswich take the lead. A disastrous start for the visitors. Blackburn penalty area, and then Furlong is linking up. It's a nice run in behind from Nunez. Nunez right side of the penalty area, crossing in towards Hurst. Cleared only as far as Wallereckley, and it's a tremendous save from top. Nunez will now deliver, and it's a deep one towards the back post. O'Shea is trying to head it across goal, and it's scrambled in, and it's Jack Taylor doubling Ipswich Town's lead. He's waited a long time for that goal, Jack Taylor. Davis delivering in towards Nunez, and it drops from Nunez, and it was an innovative effort, and Wallereckley. And here is Cayusta striding onto it in midfield, into Adon. Adon is hacked down, surely. Adon goes down. The sliding challenge came in from behind. Just so much space, even Cayusta there calling for it in the middle of the pitch as Cayusta will roll it away from Tronstad, and now Cayusta with Ahashi getting back into Burns. Burns inside the penalty area, squaring it to Schmonix, who is off the mark for Ipswich at Portman Road. His first home goal for the club, and it's come against the club where he did so much good work.
Yeah, I think every Town fan enjoyed that goal scored by Sam Schmodics to wrap up what was, Alan, a really good performance from the Blues.
Yeah, definitely. I think we said at Christmas time, Town are really now starting to kick on. I think they're getting stronger and stronger, and as I said, good to see Sammy get his goal there now. First goal, I think, at Portman Road, and hopefully he'll kick on from that.
Colin, is that what we call a perfect performance, in the fact that 3 goals, some different goal scorers and a clean sheet?
Yeah, exactly that. You know, obviously we've had 2 tough games against Blackburn this season away from home, so it was going to be a difficult game. But I thought the lads were brilliant first half, especially. I thought we blew them away and we really showed our quality.
Judgy, why do you think Portman Road has now sort of become a bit of a fortress here? That's 5 unbeaten in the league as well. We're really putting on some solid performances here at Portman Road.
I think we alluded to it before. The team is now really settled. They now know each other a lot more. As we said before, no more international breaks. The players are getting used to each other a lot more. And I think it's just the way Ipswich play at home. Front footed, get after the ball, and they're so good on the transition that not many teams can deal with it.
Colin, one thing that took me by surprise was the possession stats from that game. I don't know if you've seen them, but Blackburn had 52% of the ball. I'm not saying that we letting them play with it here at Portman Road, but is there an element of that false insecurity for some teams to come here, think they can play a bit, and then we keep catching them out?
I mean, I think that plays into our hands, to be honest. I think what we've struggled with this season is when teams come and sit in a low block of 5 and just make it difficult and hang on. I think teams coming out at us suits us more. I think we've got so much quality, like Judgy said, on the break. It causes teams a lot of problems. So if teams want to do that, I think it's at their peril, to be fair.
They had a lot of the ball, but they did not much with it. No shots on target from Blackburn, so they were never going to win the game. But does that also show how solid we've been at the back as well, with that back four and Christian in goal?
Yeah, definitely. I think, as I said, it's really settled. Dara's in there as well. Kipray's obviously been brilliant, and then obviously Leaf does what he does. And I think for me, Darnell has probably been one of the players of the season. He's been Mr. Consistent. He's there all the time. It's definitely settled. And Christian's come in and he's took his chance. He's waited a long time and he's done really well.
Yeah, and Jack Taylor as well, getting on the score sheet. We'll have a look at the goals very shortly, but a great intuition from him to show that in and around the box he was lively, he was there to get the goal when needed.
Yeah, definitely, and Tails will obviously love getting a goal, but it's important as a team that we're chipping in from all over. Obviously it's not going to be one person who gets us promoted. We need goals from midfield, from the defenders at the set pieces, and from the attackers. So if everyone's chipping in with goals, I think that can only be a positive.
Right, let's take a look at the goals then again from that game against Blackburn Rovers. We were speaking about it on Matchday Live, how important that first goal is always in a game in the Championship, and it'll be the same tonight. But Judgy, when you score after 3 minutes, in the manner of what we did as well, they'll be very disappointed, the Blackburn Rovers fans and players, but it set us up in good stead. Yeah,
it was perfect. You can see the way Blackburn are going to press really high. Probably didn't expect Christian to clip the ball into George. Obviously George is doing what he's supposed to do. He's got around the defender. Obviously a little bit of a miscontrol. Got the ball out wide and defender's just unfortunate.
Yeah, this is what I was saying about Jack Taylor. Right place, right time, and they're the kind of goals that when you gamble and you make that extra effort, Connor, you can end up getting on the score sheet.
Yeah, definitely, and another set piece, which is going to be important. Obviously everyone knows the importance of set pieces nowadays, and it can be the difference between getting promoted and not. So obviously the lads will be happy to get one of them as well.
Jack Taylor on the bench tonight, Azul Matasiwa and Jens Kayuste in the midfield. We say it every time, and there's things that these guys can do in the middle of the park that is just sometimes too good for the Championship.
Yeah, just exactly there what Kayus has done there. I know I don't want to I only see Gravenberch does that for Liverpool, and I see Kayus do that nearly every week he's here. Nobody can get near him. He does it every week, and that's a great pass, a great awareness from Wes, and great finish for Sam.
Yeah, I love that from Wes Burns there, because we've seen Wes score from those positions before, but he's had a look up, he's seen his teammate in a better position and literally served up to him on a plate, and that'll mean a lot to Sam as well.
Yeah, obviously, like Judgy said, Sam's first goal at Portman Road, which is important, and for Wes coming back, obviously he got the goal against Coventry and another assist there, and obviously he starts tonight, so I'll be looking to kick on with that.
Judgy, we talk about momentum and consistency within football. As former players, when you do go on a run like we're on at the minute, how much does that just lift the changing room? Is training a little bit better every week?
Massively. As I say, you probably don't want training, you want games. You're now Saturday, Tuesday. You want the games to come thick and fast. The energy's there. You don't feel tired because you're knocking out those wins and you're picking up those points.
The league table doesn't lie. It's been a very competitive championship season as always. As we go into it tonight, we're just a couple of points behind Middlesbrough. They had the privilege of playing before us on Saturday. They got the result. If we can get that result tonight, it just adds a little bit more pressure to their game that's on tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, as you get towards the end of the season, that pressure amps up, you know. And one positive that that we've got is we went through it 2 years ago and we came out on top. So, that's good experience. You've got a lot of lads in there who've been promoted, and hopefully that'll stand us in good stead. And like you say, if we can get a win tonight, it just sticks the pressure back onto them.
Middlesbrough take on Stoke tomorrow. It's never an easy place, is it, Stoke City?
No, not during the winter anyway.
Okay, right. Well, there's been a lot of change at Town Women over the last few weeks. David Wright has stepped in as Ipswich Town women's manager until the end of the season, but Joe Sheehan will stay on at the club in a new role. We can now hear from the new Ipswich Town women's manager, David Wright, who's been speaking to Town TV.
It's been really good working with them. They really want to learn. They're really engaged. They really want to perform at a high level, which is great for a coach when you're coming in and you're working straight away with people with a hunger to learn. It's great. So they've been good. We've worked on a lot of things. I think the training's been quite intense a couple of days, and it will be again this morning. So probably they'll be getting used to me as much as I'm getting used to them. But it's my job to get to know them first, how they work, the best way to coach them as individuals, and then pull them all in together as a team.
Yeah, talk us what those first couple of sessions have been like with the girls. Yeah,
they've been great. I mean, we had on the Tuesday was more of like a hybrid session, as we would say. So it was more like in and out, but real intensity. They worked with real intensity. It was great. Yesterday was a defending session, so a lot of behavioural stuff of blocking and 1v1 duelling and everything, and they applied themselves great. And like I said a minute ago, for a coach to have a group of players who've got a hunger to learn and a great attitude to apply themselves, it's been really good.
Yeah, good luck to David and the rest of the women's team. And we've got a couple of new signings. Colette and Lucy have signed as well, so good luck to them as they join the Ipswich Town women's team. Before we start talking about what's happened, I think we need to make a special mention to Joe Sheehan and the job that he's done at the football club. And it's fantastic that he's going to be staying on judging in a new role.
Yeah, definitely, it's brilliant. Joe's done unbelievable with the ladies team. He's been there, I think, 8 years. I spoke to Joe numerous times when I was at the club. It was probably was the case of just he's taken as far as he can. It's probably time for a fresh voice, and obviously it's great to see him staying at the club too.
Kind of the jump up to the WSL2 was always going to be tricky. It must be tough being in a side that are getting the negative results that we've got at the minute, but it's still a massive achievement for the football club and where the girls team is going.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, getting promoted last year was really important, and it's difficult going up to a new league, and like Judgy said, a fresh voice and a fresh face and some new ideas, and obviously a couple of new signings as well can always turn it round, and it's not done by any means.
David Wright is a familiar face at the football club, so I guess it's nice for the team to have that familiarity with someone who's known so well at the club, and obviously is a phenomenal coach as well.
Yeah, definitely. I think he was doing under 14s through to 15s, 16s when he was here before. And he can still lean on Joe, knowing a bit more about the ladies, what certain players need, etc. So he has people he can lean on. I'm pretty sure he's well confident, and he's obviously a good coach to be given the job for now.
Joe Sheehan has seen back-to-back promotions, or 2 promotions whilst being with the women's team, so that is something that he'll be able to hold on to for the rest of his footballing career. So it's something that can be really proud about of what he's done for the women's team. Yeah,
100%. It's obviously a proud achievement getting 1 promotion. Obviously, he's managed to get 2, so he can be definitely proud of what he's done, and obviously he can still have an input into the team.
How difficult is it going to be, the challenge now for the girls' team to stay in the division, because they know if they can just get that out of that relegation spot, they can kick on again, because the investment and the support has been there throughout the football club, which is what the girls' teams needs.
Yeah, it might take a little bit of time to put his ideas over, but literally just take it game by game and just see where they go from there. They don't want to get too far ahead looking till the end of the season. Game by game, new ideas, we'll just see how it goes for them.
And a new technical director as well, Sean Burt, has joined the football club, which again, it just highlights kind of that the investment and everything in the women's team is there, so they can kick on and they can be a force, not just for the remainder of this season, but for the rest of the seasons to come in the future?
Yeah, obviously it shows intent from the club, what they want to do, and that's brilliant, the investment that they've made into the women's team, obviously over the last few years, and they've obviously shown the commitment to keep that going.
Yeah, well, good luck to the women's team for the rest of the season. Now, David Wright will remember this game, I'm sure. 16 years ago, Ipswich Town hosted Coventry City here at Portman Road. The Sky Blues scored a 96th minute equaliser, but then this happened. A reminder to all football fans, never leave early.
It's going to be 2-2. It won't be a third successive home win for Ipswich Town, but unless there's a real disaster, it's going to be 8 unbeaten at Portman Road. Unless, can they get a winner? Town coming forward. Wickham to Cunyago. Inside the box, is it 3? Yes! It is! Yes! Oh, what a finish to this game! Pablo Cunyago! 30 seconds after Coventry City thought they'd had a 2-2 draw. Lifted over the top of Westwood. All the composure in the world. Aaron Lee Barrett's run the length of the pitch. Gomez, the coach, is on the field, and Pablo Cunyago wins this game for Ipswich Town. Town have beaten Coventry City by 3 goals to 2.
What a player Pablo Cunyago was. Judgy, you were saying you feel old because you started then, was it, your career?
I could. I was closer than I remember I made my debut here in the Championship against Ipswich for Plymouth. I wasn't that old, I'm just thinking there, I was thinking I'm doing myself a bit of disservice there.
Connor, last minute goals are something that fans will remember as seasons go by, and we've seen a few here at Portman Road. Just how much of a lift does it when you're on the pitch and it does go your way?
Yeah, obviously it's amazing. It's what you live for as a footballer. And we've spoke about obviously the season that Ipswich got promoted. There was loads of last-minute goals. That was part of it, and it just shows you've just got to keep going till the last minute.
Judgy, have you ever been involved in a last-minute winner?
Yeah, I've been lucky enough. I've been part of it, and I've managed to do it. So it's nice. It's the best feeling ever. Going away last minute, thinking nothing's going to happen, then you just win the game. Last kick of the game. It's great. It's a great feeling as well.
And I presume, Connor, that's the mantra that Kieran puts into the team that play to that final whistle, because, as the saying says in football, it only takes a second to score a goal, and like you said, we've seen plenty here. Yeah,
obviously, so many games are won and lost in that last 5 minutes of a game, and I think a big thing is a testament to the fitness of the players. The season obviously that got promoted, the team was so fit and they kept going till the end, and obviously that was the difference between getting promoted.
Well, no doubt our stadium announcer Dave Vant would love to call a last-minute goal this evening, but before today's game he has been in the fan zone speaking to a lifelong Town fan, James Chapman, who has walked from Bristol City to Portman Road for tonight's game. That's 234 miles. I thought I had a tough journey getting in, but he's done it. He started on January the 9th and he's now made it, so many congratulations to him, and he's been doing it for the Ipswich Town Foundation, and Dave Vant caught up with him a little bit earlier.
Yes, Curly, we're in the fan zone now, and we've got something extra special for you Town fans. I'm now joined with James Chapman. James, you've walked 241 miles from Bristol to Portman Road. Tell us a little bit about why. So incredible.
So it was about last year I came up to the game against Spurs at home, and I was driving back and I thought, could I walk that? I've got disabilities and all that kind of stuff, so I thought it would be able to prove something to the people that have got disabilities, something that goes against them. And yeah, today I've proved that you can do something like that.
I mean, it is just truly amazing. The way that you started this whole process of things is just simply fantastic. Now, for Town fans, you can see the QR code on the screen now. You can donate to the Ipswich Town Foundation. How much have you raised so far, James?
I think we're edging towards about 2.5 now.
Wow.
We're going to get well over that. I know we are. There's going to be halftime announcements and so forth. Well, I reckon we can reach at least 4 or 5. Town fans, get in your pockets.
James, simply incredible, mate. Thank you so much for speaking with us on Town TV. Town fans, you heard it here first. Scan the QR code and please donate where you can. Curly, back to you in the gantry. Up a town.
Yeah, cheers, Dave, and many congratulations to James Chapman. As Dave said there, you can scan the QR code on the screen now if you'd like to donate to the cause. Right, the last time Ipswich Town took on the Robins, it was back at Ashton Gate in September, and we earned a valuable point on the road.
Here's Matasiwa.
As long as he's not wearing yellow and green ones, I'm okay with it.
Absolutely. Furlong with the cross, and it was a dangerous one. seemingly crowding Alex Palmer in his 6-yard box. In it comes from Mehmeti, and Bristol City have scored the opener. Well, the ploy from the set piece has worked. Anis Mehmeti with the delivery. Rob Atkinson with the header and with the goal. Twine, 25 yards out, spots the run of Neto Borges into the box. Borges hits it well. Gives himself a lengthy run up, launches it in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Flicked on by Borges, and then the header from McCrory at the back post. Straight. Davis on this near touch line. Clark away from Tanner. This is nice play from Ipswich into Akpom. Akpom is tripped, and it's a penalty. And he's Jack Clark up against Radek Vitek. Clark into the back of the net, down the middle, and the Ipswich Town supporters behind that goal celebrate. The Blues back on level terms. Bristol City 1, Ipswich Town 1. Find Adon across to Davis, and Davis is burst beyond Sykes. Davis across the 6-yard box, and then Dickey stuck out a leg after bouncing off the post, but a corner has been awarded. In it comes from Nunez, deep towards the back post. Greaves rising, and McAteer was in there. So Borges can't find Roberts, but Mehmeti is in here away from Akpom, and Mehmeti is put. O'Shea once more forward to Schmodix. Schmodix approaching the penalty area, and he's won a corner kick. Jaden Philogene with the corner from the far side. In it comes. Hurst is there meeting it, and it's only just over the crossbar. It was Roberts that went down under pressure from Waller-Egley. Mehmeti delivering in, and Matasiva is in the way, and Jaden Philogene carries the ball outside of the penalty area, but the final whistle blows.
Yeah, good point on the road for the Blues. Judgy, how much can we take from that away fixture that only took place in September into tonight's game?
I think you can see both teams, when I remember watching that game, both teams want to play football the same way. So I'm actually expecting tonight a high-scoring game, I'll be honest with you. I know Town are scoring a lot of goals at home. Bristol City are scoring a lot of goals away from home. So I'm expecting a good game to watch and fast-paced game as well.
Connor, with only been a few days since the last game, how much time have the players been able to assess what Bristol City have been up to the last few weeks?
Yeah, obviously it's a short turnaround, but you know the work that the guys put in, all the staff in terms of the meetings and the information you get a lot. But you know, obviously everyone knows that Bristol City are a good team. They know it's going to be a difficult game tonight, and you know we've got to be at our best, and hopefully we can be.
Producer Jess picked out a great stat that I've seen in the script. Town are unbeaten in 19 games in midweek, which is a fantastic stat to have to be a part of. Is there something different about playing under the lights on a Tuesday night or Wednesday night?
Yeah, honestly, I do. I love it. I love the Tuesday, Friday nights. They were brilliant. I know a lot of people say that, but there's just something different. You know, people are coming from work, they're coming to the game straight after. Yeah, it's always enjoyable.
It's going to be a tough game, Connor. We know that. We know the Championship is going to be very tough and long-winded season until we get right to the end. But 3 points tonight isn't just potentially overtaking Middlesbrough, but it's also taking points off Bristol City, who themselves are in the playoffs. Yeah,
obviously, you know, it seems like the games when you play against teams around you, they become bigger. Obviously, there's the cliche of a 6-pointer, but it is true, and you know, obviously, we've got to make sure that we're beating teams around us. You know, especially Bristol, because I think they'll be in the playoffs by the end of the season. I think they're a really good team. So obviously, it's important that we do that and we carry on the run.
Judgy, do players feel that extra pressure when it's games like tonight, where the points are so valuable? Do you get a little bit, not nervous in the change room, but does it have a little extra bite to it?
It does, because it is in the back of your mind. You're thinking, right, we're playing against a playoff team, someone who can get in and around us. And then also Middlesbrough are playing tomorrow. You're thinking forefront, we can get ahead of Middlesbrough tonight, and also maybe claw back on Coventry. So I always think that's a good thing to have. It shows you're ready to go. And
it's a big night for Wes Burns as well, who goes up against the team that he used to play for, who came through the Bristol City Academy. Just how much will it mean to him, the fact that he's starting tonight? And it's been a year since we've seen him start for the Blues, so he must be absolutely buzzing and can't wait to get out there.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, for myself, obviously, he's almost a little bit of an inspiration, seeing him back out there and doing so well. Obviously, he's contributed to a goal and an assist so far, and you know, it's a long road. It's obviously it's a full year for him, and I think obviously, you know, starting a game is a big step in that, and he'll be delighted.
He's a real fan favourite with all the supporters here. He's done so much for the football club, and it just even getting the assist at the weekend, you can just see what it means to him.
Perfect. Coming back against Coventry, I bet you couldn't have dreamed of anything better. Coming back, scoring against Coventry, started against Blackpool, played really well in that game, and then he set up a goal at the weekend. He's come back and started so well.
Well, he's not the only one, is he? There's the return of Sam Morsey, who we thought we weren't going to see here at Portman Road for a little while, but he's back here this evening, and I'm sure, Connor, he will get a well-earned reception because he deserves it.
Yeah, of course. His legacy at the club is unmatched. Obviously, double promotion, captain, played in the Premier League. He doesn't have anything to prove to anyone here. But knowing him how I do, obviously, if he gets on the pitch tonight, he'll be eager to try and prove. I don't know if he needs to prove anything. Just try and obviously do his best and give it his all. That's sort of the character he is.
What was he like to have in the changing room as a teammate?
He's competitive, he demands the best out of everyone, and as a captain that's what you need to do, and he dragged a lot of people through. Obviously you can see that in the 2 promotion seasons and in the Premier League, and that's exactly what you want from a captain in the dressing room.
We were hoping to see the battle in midfield between Azil Matasiwa and Sam Morsey. I mean, I'll be sitting there with my popcorn watching that one because that would be a tasty affair, but he's on the bench tonight, Sam Morsey, but when he does come on, no doubt, as Connor says, he'll be looking to make an impact.
He should get I'm sure he's going to get a great reception from the fans, and so he should. As Connor said, when he was 2 years, promotion, unbelievable. He's a real competitor, and I only know him from playing against him. I hated playing against him. He was always standing on my Achilles, so I'm glad I didn't have to play for him much longer.
Okay, well, we can now actually hear from Sam Morsey, courtesy of Bristol City. He was speaking to the press earlier on this week.
What will it mean to return to Ipswich so soon after joining Bristol City?
Yeah, I mean, look, I never thought I'd play at Ipswich again. That wasn't the plan. The plan was to stay in the Middle East for a number of years. But 6 months later, you're back. It's life, it's football, as I say. I know it's cliche, but yeah, didn't expect to go back there. But yeah, it'd be amazing to go back. Obviously, so many good memories there, and see some of my old teammates and see the manager and his staff. But I'm at the age where every game has a meaning to it, and this will be a special game as well. I think when you're younger, you try and block out all emotion and all, but you get a bit older, you just see things for what they are. So no, it'll be a really special occasion, and I can't wait for the game.
Yeah, the thoughts of former skipper Sam Morsey, who is on the bench tonight for Bristol City. But more importantly, let's bring you that Ipswich Town starting 11 to take on the Robins here at Portman Road. Wes Burns, as you can see in your pictures there, starts for the first time in almost a year. Azil Matasiwa and Jens Kayuste form the midfield partnership for the Blues, with Marcelino Nunez expected to operate in a more advanced role. Jack Clark starts for Town, replacing, we believe, the injured Jayden Philogene, who picked up a knock in that victory over Blackburn Rovers. Ivan Adon leads the line at Portman Road, with George Hurst and Sam Schmonix available from the bench, and it's an unusual back four that we're used to seeing. Judgy, it's another strong Ipswich Town lineup with a few changes. Jayden Philogene out injured, but we've got replacements all over the pitch to deal with those sort of problems that we may come up against.
Yeah, definitely, and I think being out in the wings is going to be a big thing for Ipswich. I think they can get at Bristol City's backline there. What I've seen of Bristol City is if you get at their full-backs, they don't really like it, and who better to be taking them on than Jack and Wes, people that can take defenders on.
Dara O'Shea, skipper's aside, as he always does so well for Ipswich Town. What kind of leadership skills does he have, not just on a match day, but also during the week at training?
Yeah, obviously Dara, I come through Dara obviously at West Brom as a kid, and you can see he's grown in confidence and stature, and he commands respect, not just what he's done in the game, but obviously how he conducts himself off the pitch. And he's really stepped into that leadership role as captain, obviously filling a big gap with Sam leaving, and he's shining in there at the minute, I think.
And Christian Walton continues as the number one, as we say on Matchday Live most weeks. He's not put a foot wrong. He's been patient. He's had to wait, and now it's the turn of Alex Palmer, who no doubt will be supporting him as well. It's a difficult position, the goalkeeper, but one that Christian's doing well and keeping hold of.
Yeah, definitely. We spoke about it a few times. Christian's had to wait for his turn. He's picked up a few injuries. Keepers have come in and done well, and he's come in now. He's been given his chance, and Kieran's given him his chance. And he hasn't put a foot wrong. And as you say, I imagine Alex is there helping him along and just encouraging him.
I've seen a lot of support online as well for Darnell Furlong, who sometimes, when you're a defender, as I'm sure you you know, Connor, you don't always get the praise because the ones that score in the goals normally do, but he's been such a solid player in that right-back position.
Yeah, obviously, you know, I had 6 years with Darnell again.
You did sprinkle your mates over it, didn't you?
I was the first one. I'm still waiting on the commission. No, obviously, Darnell was the same at West Brom. You know what you're getting from him. Solid pro, really strong, physically good, speaks well, good leader in the dressing room. And you know, when the manager asked me about him in the summer, I said it's a no-brainer for me. Obviously, what he brings to the team. So yeah, consistency and doing that week in, week out.
George Hurst run his socks off against Blackburn Rovers at the weekend. Again, sometimes it's difficult as a striker. You're doing all the running and, you know, people back you on goals. Ivan Adon comes in tonight. It's sort of a similar position. We're trying to hope to see him get on the score sheet too. He's been so close. I think he came close against Blackburn as well. It's just that one goal can just be the catalyst for a season for a striker, can't it?
Exactly, that one goal can change everything for him. He just, hopefully, with what he will do tonight, hopefully is do what he did against Coventry away from home. I felt he caused a number of problems away from home. He ran himself into the ground. He's got to do that again tonight, knowing that Ipswich have players on the bench that can come on and do the last few minutes for him.
Yeah, speaking of the subs bench, let's take a look at those that start the game off the pitch this evening, but no doubt will be called upon at some point this evening. Sindrewala Egli, big signing for the club, a young Norwegian talent. If he'd have scored that goal at the weekend on that volley, we'd be talking about it for days. Just what can he bring from the bench this evening if needed?
Yeah, I think, like, you know, we spoke about earlier on in the season, obviously, bedding in, it's difficult. You know, he's a young lad moving to a new country, and the Championship's a very difficult league to just get up to speed in. But you're seeing his qualities now. Everyone's starting to see what he can bring to the team, and you know, I think he's a great signing, and I think, you know, he's going to obviously be a big asset for the club going forward.
The beauty we've got here, Judge, is that if any of those subs were if all of those subs were starting tonight, we'd still have arguably one of the best teams in the Championship, which comes with its own pressure. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, the players will be feeling that following the back end of last season where we were under the cosh a lot more in the Premier League, but there's an expectation from this squad, and when you've got a squad as good as ours, every game the fans will be going, we need to win, we need to win.
Yeah, you look at those players on the bench there, they'll go into most Championship teams. For the pressure on them, that's the pressure you want. Connor will tell you, if you want to get promoted, you've got to expect this pressure, and I think everybody's dealing with it quite well this year. They're going along nicely, and I think they're getting better and better, everybody.
Connor, I think the key thing that everyone needs to understand is that it's not just going to be the starting 11 that can get Town promoted, it's going to be a squad. We're going to need everyone mucking in, and I can imagine week in, week out, we've got that unity within the squad and everyone is singing from the same hymn sheet.
Yeah, I mean, from the minute I joined the club, that was one of the biggest things I noticed, the squad culture and how everyone bought into it. And we've got that again, like Judgy said, the majority of players on that bench start for pretty much every Championship team. So it's a luxury that we've got, and we've got to use it. And you know, we need substitutes to come on and make a difference. You know, if it's 0-0, we need people to come off the bench and get goals and provide assists. So you know, there's a big part to play for them as well.
Yes, absolutely, and you'll have a big part to play when you get back fit and healthy. Absolutely. Right, okay, so that is your Ipswich Town starting 11. We can now cross over to Glenn Wheeler, who's going to give us the lowdown on Bristol City's lineup.
Yeah, thank you very much, Curly. Well, Gerhard Struber makes just the one change to the 11 that started the goalless draw away at Oxford United on Saturday, and that alteration sees former Ipswich skipper and Portman Road fan favourite Sam Morsey drop to the bench. Mark Sykes has recovered from a recent quad issue to start in the Egyptian's place. Another recent returnee is Manchester United loanee Radek Vitek, who regained his place after an injury in goal at the weekend, and he'll be protected by a back five that includes Rob Atkinson, who scored in the reverse fixture. With Sykes coming in at right wing back, Zach Viner will move infield to join Adam Randall in the middle of the pitch, and the Robins' attacking threat tonight will be carried by Scott Twine, Emil Rees and Anis Mehmeti, who have scored 22 Championship goals between them so far this campaign. On the bench, of course, I've already mentioned Sam Morsey, who will be desperate to play against his former side, but there's also a return from injury for Bristol City club captain Jason Knight.
Thank you very much, Glenn. Now you know you can't leave us until I ask you a valid question. Right, we're seeing Sam Morsey return to Portman Road tonight, but my question to you is, which other former Town player would you have loved to see back at Portman Road?
Well, I think seeing Westy at his current age on that pitch would be hilarious, but on a serious note, I think the chance to travel back in time and see Marcus Stewart in his prime here at Portman Road, I was fortunate enough to see him as a very young boy live here in my first few games watching Ipswich, so Marcus Stewart, I think, banging in the goals.
Absolutely brilliant. Marcus Stewart, what a legend. The atmosphere is certainly building as the players behind us warm up. Do you feel like we're going to need to get another early goal to just settle the nerves again for everyone, or do you see Town coming out on the front foot or sitting back and giving a bit of possession?
I think the first 10-15 minutes, Kieran doesn't usually do anything other than go for it. So I'm going to expect to see that, and then just see how the game kind of pans out. If Ipswich don't score in the first half, that's not a problem. Just take your time. As you say, Bristol City will grow in a bit of confidence, and that's when I think we'll work Town's favour. Hitting them on the transition massively I think will be in favour for Ipswich.
Is that the message from the gaffer? Patience, is that a word that is thrown around the dressing room a lot, or does he say that at the start of the team talks? Go out there and get on the front foot straight away, especially at home?
I think definitely at home, especially on the night game. If we start bright the first 10-15 minutes and get the crowd right behind you, it lifts the atmosphere, it lifts everyone. And we've started well this season at home in the first sort of 10-15 minutes, and like you say, if we can get an early goal, then it means Bristol have got to come out and try and score, and like Judgy said, I think that plays into our favour.
The momentum, the consistency here at Portman Road is only going to help us with tonight's game. I guess the better we play, the more the crowd get on board, and this place is becoming a real fortress. We said it at the stop of the show.
The one thing about this place, if you give them any little inkling of nice attacking football, they'll go and they'll be right behind you straight away.
Marcelino Nunez, we haven't really mentioned him much on the show today, but he's making a real impact in that role that he likes to play. I love it at the end of the game. He's always he's not necessarily the first to do the cheer. I think they were trying to get Cedric to do it at the weekend, but I think he was hobbling off. He's becoming a real fan favourite, he loves it, and you can just see what it means to him, and I guess the rest of the team. That passion, that energy is what we're going to need tonight, aren't we, to get over the line?
Yeah, he's a great character, from the minute he joined, obviously. The Norwich game, what he was doing in the corner, sums him up as a person. And I think, the lads have bought into him as a person, and he's bought into the dressing room as well. So, he's thriving, obviously, a lot of assists, and he's been very creative and very important for us, and hopefully he can do it again tonight. We've
been very fortunate to have quite a few home games on the spin, which that means that we've got a few away games coming up as well. So I guess getting that positive result tonight will set us up in good stead for those tricky games, because there's no easy game in the Championship.
No, and everybody knows that, yeah. So picking up as many points as possible at home, I wouldn't say it's key, but it obviously makes it a little bit easier for you if you go away from home, and you might have to sit in a bit more. And I think I'm quite confident Town can get the win tonight.
Connor, before we let you go, I just wanted to know, on the day of a game on a Tuesday, what is the sort of schedule for the players? Do they do any light work in the morning, or what's sort of the plan? Because I know you will get the coach and things like that.
Yeah, so obviously it's different every club. Here we come in the morning, we do a bit of shape, a bit more tactical sort of stuff, meetings just about sort of sharpening what we've been told the day before, and then obviously the lads will go off, have the rest of the day, and then come back for pre-match, and then obviously into the game.
And these are nights, Judgy, that you miss being a professional footballer.
Yeah, always. I love the night games. I don't mind having to wait the whole day for it. As Con says, you can get up, you can move around, go for a walk, and these I do feel bring the best atmosphere is the night games.
Yeah, well, it is set up to be a fantastic night of football here at Portman Road in the Championship. A reminder that international supporters in all regions can purchase a £10 match pass, and if you do, you'll see us at half-time with some analysis. For Town TV subscribers, we'll have the commentary team of the brilliant Glenn Wheeler making his debut, Alan Judge, to make sure you tune into that one. Connor, we wish you all the best, speedy recovery, and hopefully the next time we see you, we'll be back out on the grass at the training pitch. Judgy, it's a pleasure as always, and I'll see you both at half-time. Thank you to the fans for watching, and of course to our sponsors, Fleximize. Come on you Blues, we'll see you at half-time or next Saturday.
Just like football, business moves fast. And when you need funding, there's no time to wait. At Fleximize, we keep things simple. No penalties, no red cards, just fast, flexible business loans. We only ask for the essentials and you'll get a decision within 24 hours. Once approved, the funds are in your account the same day. Fleximize, let's fund your goals.
When we started this, did we ever think we'd have a partnership with a football club? Absolutely not. This is beyond our wildest dreams. We pretty much exclusively hire graduates at Halo. We're very proud of our Suffolk roots. Halo's a pretty passionate, positive, enthusiastic place generally, but when you've also got what's going on at the football club, and it's just blending passion and enthusiasm.